Today, I'm joined by Neil Bhattacharjee, head coach of the Binghamton women's soccer program, which was picked first in the 2023 America East women's soccer preseason poll. Neil, first off, congratulations on being picked first in this preseason poll. For you, what does that mean to receive that kind of recognition from your peers who are doing the voting?
Yeah, well, certainly I respect all the coaches in the conference. It's a very competitive conference. Typically things go down to the last week, and honestly, every season that I've been a part of this, I think I could really recall two or three key moments in a season where a season can turn one way or the other because of how tight things are. I'm going into my eighth season at Binghamton. I think our program has really grown a lot in stature during that time, so it's great to have that respect and admiration. But with it, I know it carries a lot of weight, and we know it's a preseason poll.
Yeah, you talk about that growth. What has that been like being able to kind of establish a culture and build a culture where winning is becoming the expectation over your time at Binghamton?
Yeah, so you really hit it in terms of the culture piece. The first thing that we really want to make sure we do a good job is how we recruit. That we're bringing in talented players, but most of all, people of high character. Because if you do that, that's going to be your building block. And for our culture piece, we really talk about having kids that are coachable, kids that are competitive, kids that are selfless, and believe in team unity, and really understand what the role might be. If we do that, then that's where really we have an opportunity to focus on the culture piece, and then every day is an opportunity to compete for playing time, starting time, and if you have that competitive mindset, that's going to show up on game day.
Having all through the levels there, with both McKnight twins back, Lexi back, and Kaylin Williams back in the goal. What does that do in the way that you're able to kind of just start preseason rolling with so many key pieces in key spots returning for you and kind of know what this program is about?
Yeah, so I think one thing that it really does help with is that culture aspect. We've worked on it throughout the spring. And for us, we're not really reinventing a whole lot. We're kind of looking as this fall kind of being an extension of what we did in the spring. But at the same time, we've told every player that, we're coming in with a blank slate too. If you put in a lot of time and work in over the summer, certainly that's going to show, and everything's up for competition. And that's a good, healthy environment for a competitive program to be in.
And finally, looking about, knowing you have this veteran, team behind you, how did you go about planning your non-conference schedule to really put yourself in a position to challenge yourselves and give you a chance to get some big time wins against maybe a Power Five opponent, and but also set you up for success when you get into conference play?
Yeah, so that's something that we've really wanted to do to test ourselves. Last year, we played a very difficult non-conference schedule. We started off 1-4-1. And I honestly believe that that's a big reason why we were able to find success later on in the season. We saw the growth happening. And one thing that I kept preaching to our team is I said, listen, results notwithstanding, you are getting better. So we want to challenge ourselves. We want to play against good opponents. So very much the same mindset this year. We're hosting Maryland from the Big Ten. We're going to be at Cornell from the Ivy League. We're at Seton Hall. So we've got a very good schedule in terms of where we're going to be battle tested. And as I'm sure you saw, we start off with the big one with being at UNH in the very first game. So we want to make sure that everything leads up to where we want to be in mid-September and continue to prep and play from there.
All right. Well, coach, I appreciate the time and best of luck here in the last week or so of training before your regular season gets underway.